Okay, here's the card. And this is a fancy fold, but it's held closed. Look at this. Isn't that cute? Now, I didn't do anything with the inside yet, but I wanted to show you. And then to close it up, you just slide it up. So I just think that's so cute. So we're going to be making a different version with this tonight. I'm going to use the ladybug set with the dies. I know a lot of you may not have it, but I wanted to give you other ideas to do with it. So let me set that apart. But let me show you. How many of you have this old set? It's the Big Shot die brush set. All right. Well, let me show you. I was using, hi Pam, the petal die from the Lily set. And if you know that set, there's a lot of intricate pieces to it. So this was my sister's, and I borrowed it. But look what happened to the brush. This is the second brush that I have had all the pieces fall out. Just from doing this. And it was so frustrating. So I got to thinking, there has got to be something out there, because I don't want to order the new pick tool, because the only way you can get the die brush, first of all, I don't need the pick tool. I've got all the pieces from the pick tool. So I just said, nope, not doing it. So I went on a mission. So I went looking in Walmart, and I found this small handy scrubber. And I checked out the bristles are kind of hard, like that is. So I brought it home and I played with it. And guess what I discovered? All right. It takes it I was doing it earlier, and you can see the pieces. Look at them fall out. So it was like, holy cow. So it does work. You still have to, I still have to pop this out, but that doesn't bother me too much, because a lot of times it comes out fairly clean. And after you've done it for a while, it's easier, but even these you can pop out really easy with your fingers. And there it is. So I was so excited. It was like $1. And it takes the pieces out, easy peasy. And then you're all set to do your next one. I have 150 of these to make. And I was like trying, when the brush went bad, I was poking out all these pieces. So I stopped, and I did as much as I needed for like 25 cards. And then I came home and figured I'd finish the rest here. But I'm telling you, this is worth $1 to get it to clean out like that. So if you have this and your brush doesn't work, go to Walmart. In the cleaning section, small handy scrubber. It might have been in the, it might have been in the kitchen stuff, because it says ideal for pots and pans. So I left that on so I could remember. But I had to share that with you. I was so excited when it worked for me earlier today, because that meant I didn't have to poke out all those little pieces. All right, so let's get back to our card. I told you I was going to use the little ladybug stamp set. I'm going to use the flower and this little ladybug here. So I have a scratch piece of paper, And I'm going to stamp my flower and my ladybug. Linda, can you go to like a Joann Fabrics or someplace and get a piece of mat? I don't know what kind of mat it was. If it was like this foam, you can get that at sewing stores. So I don't know if that will work for you or not. All right. And I'm not worried about the bottom because I'm only using the top of the flower on this. So let me stamp that. Okay. Now I'm going to color my flower in the center with yellow, just for a little bit of color. And I'm going to color my ladybug with my red. I'm concentrating. I have no idea what color the ladybug's body is. I'll have to look that up and color it after we finish. Guess I should have done that beforehand. I didn't think of it because I know their body is black, but I don't know about the body. Oh, that's great, Linda, that if you have something in your stash. All right, I'm gonna cut both of these out. And I discovered, because I thought I was going to have to cut out the whole flower and then just cut off the pieces, but no, we have the die that cuts just the top off. So I was really excited. All right, so I'm going to cut these out. All right, there's my flower, and there's my ladybug. So I'm going to set those aside. Now, for this card, you need a piece that's 5.5. Oh, Jenny, I'll have to look it up. Thanks for sharing that, but I will definitely look it up to know how to color it. Anyway, this is 5.5 by 10.5, is it? No, 10.25. Now the scoring on this is a little different because you've got this mechanism in here. You need some space. So you've got, I don't know if you can see, there's a tiny, it's like 1/8 of an inch space there. So what you want to do is you want to score it at 4 1/4 and then 4 3/8. Then you're going to go over to 8 5/8 and 8 3/4. So if you think of 4 1/4 and another 1/8, 8 3/4 minus 1/8, you've got it. And then you've got to fold these. So to fold them, what you want to do is, I found it easier to fold one, and you want to make sure it's even, so use your bone folder. And then when I had to do the other one, I went back with my fingers and I just kind of pinched it to get it started. And once you get it started, you can go down the line a little bit easier. Yeah, there we go. And then you just kind of do the other one. And then you want to make sure it's even, so when you put it down to do it, to burnish it, make sure your top and bottom are lined up. All right, and see, that gives you that little bit of spacing that you need. All right, and then this one, you're going to fold and burnish it. And then you're going to do the same thing with this. You're going to fold on this other score line. And like I said, it's easier if you use your fingers and just kind of pinch it to get it started. And then you can kind of roll it back to get the other side done. Now see, it's off, so I've got to make sure I adjust it. All right, there we go. There we go, yeah. So just make sure one side is lined up before you start to burnish it. Okay. All right, so now we've got our two pieces done. This opens from the top. You can put your slider on either side that you want. It doesn't matter. All right, I'm going to keep it on the same side. So the first thing you have to do, and I pulled out some of the B paper, is you want to put this paper down first. And I chose a black and white because I want the emphasis on that opening. All right, just put this down flat. The other thing to keep in mind, now this paper doesn't have a direction, so to speak. If you have a paper that's directional, you want to make sure that when you put it on, it's up and down and not upside down, that the top is here and the bottom is here on this. So now that we've got that done, I'm going to take my classic label punch, and you're going to slide that all the way in, and then you want this edge right next to the side. So I just kind of stick my hand there. And you're going to punch it. Then you're going to go down to this side. All right. I had to stop, close it up and see something. You're going to do the same thing. You're going to push it all the way in, but this time you want that first fold line even with the side of the punch. So push it all the way in. Make sure it's lined up. And this way you get your slider even. Now this is off just a little bit, but it's not going to matter because it's not laying, it's even when it's open. See, it was laying flat. All right, so we've got the slider mechanism done. The next step is you need to add dimensionals on the back of this. The thing you have to be careful of is you don't want to go anywheres around here because that's where your sliding mechanism is going. So you're going to stick, and you don't want to go too close to the edge either because this piece is going to hide everything and you don't want your dimensionals to show. I made that mistake with a few of mine. They're a little close, but that's all right. I think only one corner shows. All right. And you're going to do a lot of dimensionals on this because you want it, if it gets crushed, it's not going to slide. So you make sure you have dimensionals all around to keep it up. And that should do it. There, I've got some more cut, so. All right, I'm gonna hit here. Here, and then I'm going to also put some about halfway in between those two because that just gives it a little bit of support. I'm going to hit one down here, one over here. I know you're thinking, that's a lot of dimensionals. That's why I cut it in half. Okay, there we've got it. Now, the next thing you need is you need your 1-inch circle punch, and you need a scrap of real red, and you want to punch out a 1-inch circle. In the middle of this, you want to put a whole dimensional. You cannot use a half of one, and you'll see why in a minute. I got a half a piece I don't need. All right, now this piece goes in here like so, and this is the sliding mechanism. All right, but we want to put that on before we finish up. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn this so it won't fall out. It's just ever so slightly so that the corners are caught. And then you're going to take all your backings off. This will take a bit. This is just so easy to do. When I ran across this, I went, oh my gosh, I can't get over how easy it is. And then I got to thinking, ooh, I want to make, I have the old mermaid dragon night set that I saved for my granddaughters. I'm going to do a mermaid one for them, and I have the paper. All right, so we put that on there. All right. Now we want to turn this so that your sides, the sides of the dimensional, will let it go up and down. All right, and I'm going to pull it all the way down, and then this piece is going to go on here like so. All right, is that right? Yep, it is. It just looks odd. All right, the thing you need to keep in mind is if you have a piece that's big, you don't want to go too far over or it'll hang off your card. And then all you do is pull it up. Now, this piece is short. This one was a bigger piece. If this bothers you, you can take, and let me see if I can get it off, and we can put, no, it's not going to come off. You can put a punch to hide this. What I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to do it this way, and I'll attach my bee here, and I'm going to put him on with a dimensional, and that will hide the top. So as you see, I came up with a way to fix it. All right, so that hides that piece on the top, and there's going to be a little piece that shows no matter what. It just depends. All right, and then, you know, you've got it closed, and to open it, oh, that's not going to work. Oh yeah, it will. All right, like so. I would suggest, because then you've got to pick this up, so that won't work. Let me see. I can get this off and just put on a new. I can pull that off like so and just put on a different dimensional. I didn't even think of that. You have to be able to have that down far enough that you can open it. So give me another dimensional. I'm just going to put it in the middle. Okay. You know what? I think I'm going to put him over there. I got to get that off. All right, and then you can take, he's stuck. All right, There. Well, maybe the daisy wasn't a good idea. But what I'll take and do is I don't know if this one will work. If we turn it sideways, it might. If I have to put on a new dimensional, I will. Okay, now give me a new dimensional. See, there's a way to fix it. And then this, I need to make sure that when I put it on there, I go side to side. There. Okay, now let's try that out of red. Oh yeah, it'll hide it now. All right, but I've got to make sure it's down far enough so that you can open and close it. There we go. And see, no, there's a leaf. All right, now get this off. Thanks, Linda. I thought the whole idea was a cute idea. Okay, and I'm going to put a full dimensional on the back of this, just to make sure that it stays stuck down. All right, now I got to make sure that I don't put this on too high. There we go. Once you've gone up and down a couple of times, you don't have to pick it up. It'll slide on its own, but there it is. A bee and a ladybug. I mean, you can color the flowers on this, but I really wanted the emphasis to be here, so I didn't. And it very easily goes up and down. And then they open it up, and you put your message right in there. And it's not hard, is it? When I first saw it, I went, oh my gosh, that's going to be difficult. Nope. Now, you can, I did it landscape. You can put your slider this side or this side. You can also do it portrait. Oh, wait a minute, I've got to do it this way because it was open. And you would have your slider going back and forth here or up there. So, I mean, it's the options, but now you know why it has to have that little space there because of the dimensionals, because if it wouldn't slide. So, I mean, it's so many different things. I might do one of these for the girls and do the mermaid because I have the paper, so I can do it that way. They'll love it. So, what do you think, guys?